It's a sound many in Atlanta know all too well.
Officer is getting the driver of the red Dodge Charger detained.
The pandemic brought a street racing crackdown,
They're getting one from the gold Camaro in custody.
leading to a new state law and Atlanta city ordinance. This summer, it looked like they were working.
The APD, along with Georgia State Patrol, are stepping up patrols, making arrests, and enforcing fines as allowed by law.
The Atlanta PD touted hundreds of arrests after launching a multi-jurisdictional street racing task force.
How successful do you think the task force was?
Absolutely successful. We get few calls now.
But what actually happened to all of those people who were arrested? APD did catch hundreds of people with its task force, but out of 338 arrests, we found only 36 were for street racing. And our investigation went a step further, uncovering of those 36 people, 14 had their charges dropped. 8 others got a fine or probation. The rest of the cases are ongoing.
The people who are perpetrating this crime are essentially going to get away with it, which I imagine is very frustrating for police.
Yeah, very frustrating.
Why were these cases dismissed?
A lack of evidence.
I don't think there was enough evidence there.
That's the reason these 2 attorneys got their clients' street racing charges dismissed this year. Zachary Gaeta has 2 more clients charged with street racing that he's defending now.
I seem to think that we'll have success in getting those dismissed as well.
So the law got stricter.
Yeah.
But is it really more effective?
Unless you catch somebody actually in the act of street racing or lane drag or something of that nature, it's going to be hard for you to prove that they were actually racing.
The gold one's still doing donuts, though.
Attorney Ryan Williams says police need to get as much information from suspects on the scene as possible, or else the charges just won't stick.
How many cars do you think it took to get the road that black?
Oh, this is hundreds of thousands of passes. Yeah, that's a lot.
But getting those charges to stick is far from the only problem. Ryan took us to Purdue Southwest, what he says is a hotspot for street racing. A spot he's familiar with because he lives nearby.
There's so much street racing that occurs here between the hours of like 1 to 3 a.m.
Back in April, South Fulton posted this on Facebook, saying it arrested 84 adults and impounded 45 cars. It happened about 20 minutes from here. But only 8 of those people arrested are officially charged in the court system, and not one is charged with street racing. On top of that,
a couple of days later, most of those cars were given back to the owners.
Most were back with the drivers the very next day, in fact, according to the impound lots.
And that next weekend, you heard him back here again.
Next weekend, maybe too long, probably the next night.
But police, he says, didn't return when the races resumed.
If we have the intelligence dictates that we need to have a full-scale deployment, then we'll do that.
Major Eddie Smith, who coordinated the APD street racing task force, says Atlanta only has so many officers to tackle the problem. But he points to this data showing the calls about street racing dropped over the course of that task force crackdown. He says officers cannot control what the courts do, and the run-ins with police may not be enough to deter drivers from the crime.
Are these the kind of people that you think would go back out and street race again?
Hopefully not, but for those who had their citations dismissed, probably so.